Hey guys, Henry here, and today we're going to be talking about Season 3 of the hit Netflix series Stranger Things. Stranger Things Season 3 picks up from the following summer after the end of Season 2. All the kids have gotten a little bit older and a little bit more mature. Relationships have developed off-screen, and the town of Hawkins now has a mega mall called Starcourt, which is putting local businesses out of business. And of course, you know the drill, something weird is going down at Hawkins, and it's up to Joyce, Hopper, and the kids to catch on and to take action while the rest of the town remains oblivious. Right off the bat, I have to say that I really enjoyed this season of Stranger Things. There were just so many things that I liked about it. Each party or group had their own little storyline and subplots, and they each got a good amount of screen time. They're all built up together to a very satisfying climax. Even though some characters didn't have that many lines or that much screen time, their presence is always felt, and they all do add different elements to the group dynamic. The new characters of this season are great additions. Erica, who is Lucas' sister, which we are actually introduced to in earlier seasons, but she is given a much more prominent role in this season. And Robin, Steve's friend from Scoops Ahoy, becomes a valued ally to Steve and Dustin. The characters, all of them, they're all very likable, and they all make good decisions. They do things that you would do. They question when weird things happen, and they don't just act as if the previous 2 seasons never happened. You know, like, they've experienced some weird shit, so it makes sense for them to be on high alert. And you feel more invested in characters that are smart and inquisitive. The show did a really good job with its pairings. They've been able to put pairs together and make these duos and give them all really great conversations and dialogue. And by having this focus on pairs, it allows the character relationships between one another to grow on screen, rather than just having the whole group together all the time as a unit and us not seeing the individual dynamics between people. I like how they commit to the pairings as well. They don't mix them up too often. They know that their time is limited and they let them grow together. Juggling so many characters and doing them justice is a very, very difficult task, but it is handled so well in this series, and no conversations or small moments are wasted. Another interesting character development is Billy. We get a bit more insight into his character, why he has all that hatred in his heart, and his character really provided a human element to the antagonist that made the threat of the Upside Down and the Mind Flayer feel more real and close to home. Once again, I just love the characters so much. I love that everyone in this show is capable and they know their capabilities. The characters have been well defined and no one does stupid shit or acts out of character. They are brave, they are courageous, but they aren't invincible. Although Hopper does sometimes seem invincible. This really makes the show feel grounded and realistic. People are hiding behind Eleven because she has superpowers, and that makes sense. Mike isn't just running in front of Eleven trying to save her because he knows Eleven can take care of herself. It's these elements that make the show feel real and genuine. And there is a great balance between the comedy and the feel-good elements, the action sequences, the horror sequences, and the dramatic and more emotional moments. And it's through this amalgamation that they've created such a compelling story and series. The Duffer Brothers have really perfected the balance between running parallel plots and interweaving them, either complementing or contrasting each other to great effect, as well as using really cool and unique transitions to cut between scenes. The storytelling in this season, I feel, has gone up a level, and I really enjoyed the way that things unfolded and information was revealed to us and the characters. The music, as usual, is great. It hit all the right 80s vibes as usual. I am obsessed with the synths. There was a sequence in the final episode that involved music or a specific song, and it honestly might be one of the greatest Stranger Things moments. The new sets were bloody awesome. The mall and the Russian base all were extremely detailed and fit in seamlessly with the world that they've built. I love the era that is set in, not just because it's aesthetic, which it is, and it plays on that nostalgia factor. It's because of the time era that it really facilitates for the lack of communication, and it lends itself to the confusion that permeates throughout Stranger Things. Often these days, it's as simple as just giving someone a ring or texting them to find out where they are. But back in the 80s, communication wasn't as simple. You relied on landlines, you relied on leaving notes, you relied on bloody walkie-talkies, and that makes their struggle to keep in contact a much more compelling element of the show. Something I didn't really like too much about the show was that it felt like there were a lot of ads or a lot of product placement. I mean, you gotta make money somehow, you gotta capitalize on such a great show, but definitely sometimes felt a little bit over the top and on the nose. And one thing I do question is the Russian element. Instead of American scientists, it's now Russian scientists. Like, why? Hopefully this will be answered in a future season, but the Russian element seemed a little bit out of left field, just to have some sort of communist or Cold War commentary in there. Also, the Terminator, the bad guy, the bad Russian dude, while I get it is a reference to like Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator, it was a little on the nose as well. And it didn't really feel like it took inspiration from Terminator. It was literally just Terminator. But other than that, I honestly really like this season a lot. I think that it is my favorite so far. Some episodes in season 2 dragged, and that's why season 2 is definitely below this season for me. And this season was just full throttle all the way. The finale of this season was also really well done. It was emotional, it was bittersweet, but there was a definite feeling of closure and finality. But of course, there is an end credit scene, and there will most likely be at least one more season to come. I can understand that some people might find that this season of Stranger Things is just a rehashing or a retelling with similar beats that have come and gone in the previous seasons. And maybe the show relies too heavily on its 80s nostalgia factor. But that is exactly what I love about the show. It has its distinct style. While no longer really a novelty, it's still extremely entertaining to watch. And the show may be hitting similar beats, but as the actors and characters grow up, they are faced with different challenges of growing up. Whether it be about friendships, romances, parental issues, or self-reflection and self-esteem issues, or even just loving yourself. And I think the show has done a really great job weaving those relatable themes with the threat of the upside down and the unknown throughout the entirety of the series. So to me, Stranger Things has never really been about having a really complex plot with lots of twists and turns, but rather it's a super fun 80s mystery ride with characters you would actually want to be friends with, and this season really delivered in that regard. So I'm definitely already excited for the next season. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you've seen season 3 of Stranger Things, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.